Bitcoin doesn't always have the most positive sentiment around it. Like there are some very passionate people who are feel strongly against Bitcoin, especially those in academia. And I'm curious what conversations are like with some of your colleagues who may not necessarily see Bitcoin in the same way that you see it.
Yeah. I faced a lot of these conversations when I tried to run my conference. So I will say, first among the universe of universities, Texas A&M as a university is probably as would give Bitcoin as fair a shake as any university. There are other universities that are, I would say, actively hostile. Um, my campus and my colleagues were a little bit. They were more neutral. They were like, well, why Bitcoin? Why not some other coin? Or why? Who cares really? Why should we kind of go out and have a conference about this brand new technology? Why don't we just sit back and wait and let the market see if this has any value? That was more my experience from my local my kind of colleagues here, is that they were a little less reluctant to plant a flag and take a position on Bitcoin specifically, or even crypto. Some of them were saying even the entire crypto space is too speculative. We're universities, we want to be a little bit more slow and deliberate and backward looking. Personally, I think that's a mistake. I think universities have to be forward looking, and we have to take a position, and we have to speak from a place of conviction. We have to figure out what we believe, right? Have a debate about that, and then we can explore different ideas based on those beliefs. Today, a lot of times, what's happening in universities it's not really a place for free speech anymore. And if you've got a different set of beliefs, then you can suffer from that internally. So I think what happens in the academic community, specifically among economists. Economists very generally are they're pretty agnostic. I would say it's ranging from hostile at worst to agnostic about Bitcoin. And really, I think a lot of this, they just don't really understand it, and they're not willing to address and understand it for what it is. I don't think it's an accident for me to say that no economist could have made Bitcoin. We just don't. Our training as in the economics field, we just don't have the to be totally frank, the skills or the knowledge to be able to actually take an idea and implement it in a real way. Economists are great at commenting on things that have already been that have happened in the past, or trying to offer some vague predictions about the future where they don't have any skin in the game. That's basically what economists do, both academic and professional economists. And so some of my colleagues, at around the U.S., when I was trying to get them to come speak at my conference and address Bitcoin, the best of them would say, we just don't know enough. I don't know enough about it, so I'm not going to speak. So that was like the best answer. And then the worst answers would be things like, well, I think I don't know if I believe in Bitcoin, but I believe in blockchain technology. It could be, you would get kind of some nonsense answers like that. So I think ultimately it's because the academic community, like I said earlier, they're not structured to be able to understand Bitcoin, and you have to kind of be a little bit of a maverick or a misfit, kind of as I've become, to be able to truly address what Bitcoin is intellectually in an honest way, because you have to be able to abandon exclusively relying on your own discipline and embrace multiple disciplines at once and try to see how they fit together, which is what I think Bitcoin does in a beautiful and amazing way. So I think it's still an ongoing battle. The battle that I plan to fight my career, my life, is to help educate others about Bitcoin and what it is and how it works. And to over time, I think we have the right ideas on our side, and over time, we can convince the academic community that this is worthwhile and this is worth studying and this is worth understanding.